and taking the stairs instead of taking the lift, or they want to walk more. I feel like women are trying. we are hitting the gym a lot.
Very true.
Yeah.
Actually, I've really not dealt with the bulimia and anorexia cases.
Oh, yeah.
It's something, let me say, I've just seen it in theory, in school. I've not experienced someone who's telling me I'm having trouble
in our
eating.
society.
Yeah. There's a small percentage, let me not rule it out, but I have personally not encountered such cases.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be extreme. Okay. I want to talk about hormonal phases. You know, women go through so much.
Yeah.
From I'd say when they're conceiving a child to post the child. All like hormones are all over the place. I was reading somewhere that it takes almost 2 years, is it? Like for the hormones to settle.
Yeah.
After childbirth.
Yes.
My good Lord.
Yes.
What does that look like? Tell me, explain what that looks like.
After childbirth, first of all, when you're expectant, your hormones are now gearing up to accommodate another human being. So there you are, you're also dealing with the pregnancy symptoms, which is different to you. And you're also dealing with the hormones. So you find someone could actually be going through depression in that phase. And some may not be going through it. It's very, very different. There are people who don't even go through the symptoms of pregnancy. There's also changes in body because others add a lot of weight. And in the process, hormones are imbalanced. So it's intense, especially after childbirth. Because you see, you've changed your sleeping pattern, and sleep is very, very important. Rest is very, very important. So here you are, if you have a child who's colic or a child who's not sleeping well, you're sleeping less. And again, you're not asking for help. I'll still insist on this part of help. Here you are, your sleeping pattern has changed. You're not sleeping well. You have a baby who also needs you. There's also the milk production. You know, if you're stressed, the milk won't come. So here you are, you're stressed. So your hormones will definitely play a lot. Yeah, the stress hormone, the cortisol hormone, it's really, really important. So if it's not working well, sometimes you even have to get some medication to try and balance this.
Oh.
Yes, the cortisol hormone, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if I got you right. So you're saying during this perinatal depression and anxiety period where, it's occurring during or after pregnancy, yeah? Again, what is just for it to be very clear, and the advice is directly to my good friend Becky here. What should she do, please?
If you're noticing that you're getting tired, because, first of all, before the symptoms of depression and anxiety showing, they will tell you, there'll be a warning sign.
Okay.
You'll start feeling a little bit irritable, a little bit exhausted. The things that you love to do, you're struggling to do them. Anything and everything pisses you off. You look at your partner and you're like, did I even choose you? What is wrong with you?
Why did I choose you?
You're looking at your child, you're like, stop crying. What is wrong with you? So by the time you're reaching to that place of depression, you've actually seen the warning signs, but you've brushed it off. You've assumed that maybe everybody's supposed to go through it, but that's not normal. So should you experience those moments of you're extremely fatigued, you don't even have any motivation to do anything, even to get out of bed, even to just look at your baby, to breastfeed the baby. By the time you're reaching to that place, it's already far too gone. But when you notice those small warning signs, the fatigue, and yet you've slept maybe for 8 hours, the milk is reducing, those are clear warning signs. So should you get to that place, start asking for help. Call your sisters, call your mom, tell them, I think I need help. Come and stay with my baby for a while as I sleep. That's a moment even you can do supplementary breastfeeding for a while, the nan, just for a while, just take care of yourself.
Wow.
That's very good advice.
And at what point now do you know that you actually need now psychological help? Like you need to get a counseling psychologist or you need therapy for you to be able to handle that?
As soon as you actually see those symptoms, because most times people come to us when it's far too gone, when now you've reached the place where we're calling you actually depressed, because depression lasts from 2 to 6 weeks. You've had the same symptoms over and over and over again. Now we start saying this one is clinically depressed, so we actually start prescribing medication, but not us. We refer you to a psychiatrist and they prescribe some medication. So when you start seeing the warning signs, just go for a therapy, session 1 or 2 or 3, and you'll get back on feet. Don't need to be too far gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's interesting how, when women are at that stage, most women wouldn't think that they
need help.
They need that kind of help.
Yeah.
Like you need to talk to a therapist, or you feel like you can manage this because our parents managed it. I don't know, my mom had 5 children, 6
can
children,
I?
and they handled it successfully. So why do I need this kind of help? I'd want you to talk about the people who surround these people. What are the signs that you notice? What are the signs to look out for a woman, and not necessarily postpartum, but even just a woman who's almost going into depression, because I've even seen depression in old age.
Even in menstrual situations, it's
exactly that is still perimenopausal and post. So how do you notice that as an outsider, like somebody who's around this person?
First of all, before I answer that, let me comment on something. You've said that, yes, our mothers used to do this, 5 kids and whatnot, but if you look at them, they're also struggling with their mental health, just that they did not know how to express it and what they're supposed to say. So now you see you're growing up in a traumatized, let me use that word very lightly, a traumatized generation, and you're doing transgenerational trauma. So because you are brought up like this, you think it's also okay for your daughter to go through this. So that one, I think I just want us to say no more to that, because we're trying to break the cycle. We can't bring up a traumatized generation.
correct.
And to answer you, if you stay with someone and you notice suddenly they don't want to shower, suddenly they really don't care about their appearance, they're sweating. Of course, when you're breastfeeding, you sweat a lot, you're hot, you just ukotu. You just don't take care of yourself. If you start noticing such small signs, please tell the person to. You don't even have to do therapy sometimes. Take that person out. And then let's go out. Forget the baby. Let's go out. Let's go chill. Because you see, change of environment also helps you, make you feel a little bit better. Because if you're cooked up in a house for 3 months without leaving the house, honestly, it's a bit intense. You need the same environment, the same people. You also need to engage your mind to also see that, okay, life is moving on. So if you start seeing small changes, lack of interest in some things, the things that they used to love, suddenly they don't. If they put on excess weight, it's normal to add weight, but if they start adding excess weight, start questioning what's going on. You'll always notice the small signs. Sleeping a lot, lack of interest in basically everything. You'll notice the signs.
Okay. Janet, I want us to take a small jump hapo juu kidogo.
All right.
And I want you to take us through this in the most kind of ways, because our listeners are probably people who are in this area of life. I want us to talk about perimenopausal and menopausal depression. In this stage, there's so much fluctuating of hormones. The levels are up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So could you please and gently take us through this period, and when and how we should, seek for help? And also, I feel like often, generally, therapy was sometime earlier when I was growing up. Sometimes there was a stage where therapy was, if you're going to therapy, you are seen as when there was the, and it's very wrong. So in an area where now we are woke, kind of, quote unquote, we are now woke, perimenopausal, menopausal, how are we handling this?
I think first of all we should start with checking our diet.
Okay.
I think our diet has affected us in different ways. Because you see, with our parents, they used to take a lot of healthy foods,
high fiber veggies, fruits.
Here we are, it's KFC, Glovo. By the time you think of eating something healthy, it's maybe the weekend because you have time to cook. So by the time you're getting home, you're not eating well. So let's start with checking our diet. Let's hydrate. But now when you have those symptoms, if it's extreme, we also need to get checked by the gynecologist, because you see there's a rise of endometriosis and PCOS. So maybe you're dealing with a disorder, not just the menopausal hormones. Recently, there's a nutritionist who said you're actually not supposed to experience any cramping.
Really?
Yeah. And I was shocked. I was like, we thought this was normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's been normalized.
Yeah. So it means that there's a problem. There's something that we're not doing right as women.
Okay.
So should you notice those things, actually supposed to go get checked by the gynecologist so that you can manage the symptoms. Because it's normal. You see the symptoms that you experience in pregnancy, they're the same things you'll experience when you're in the menopausal phase.
Yes.
The depression, it's very normal. Very, very normal. The low moods, let me not call it depression, let me call it low moods. You wake up and today you don't even feel like doing anything. You just want to eat sweet things. It's absolutely normal. But what do? Take a walk. Do an exercise, listen to music, dance, exercise your body, because the dopamine level, when it rises up, it makes you feel a little bit good and better about yourself. Because if you sit in a low phase, in a low mood, it will definitely proceed to something bigger than what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
You mentioned at the beginning that adverse childhood experiences, like those are the cases that you've handled.
Yeah.
Most cases that you've handled this year. How does that affect the woman? I don't want you to talk about it now at length. Like, how does that affect a woman and how they navigate through life, how they raise their own children, and how they act in life generally, how they treat people around them, even at the workplace?
It depends, but mostly I've seen women who are handling the adverse childhood experiences is from an absent emotional father. The father is there present, but emotionally they're very absent.
Yeah.
They provide, they do everything, but they don't know how to be loved. And you see, as a lady, what you want is your father's love. You connect more to your father when you're a child more before you connect to your mother. So, and every child when they're growing up, the key thing they want is a foundation of love, acceptance, and respect. So if you've grown up in an environment where you've not experienced that from your father especially, it really messes you up. Number one, your self-esteem.
Yes.
Your self-esteem is basically non-existent. You're the people who are people-pleasing. You go and do anything just for the sake of being told, I love you, I appreciate you, because you did not experience that while growing up.
Yeah.
In friendships and relationships, you have insecure attachment and avoidant attachment. If you see someone coming too close and wanting to love you, like, why? And what do you want? Exactly. Yeah, so there's that. In relationships and friendships, you really don't maintain them because you don't know how to do it. Those are the people you find 6 months. When someone is coming too close, you're already gone. You're like, no, I can't do this. And you wonder what's wrong. The partner is very good, they're loving, they're caring, but you want the toxic kind of relationship.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because that is what you grew up seeing and you thought that was normal. So even at the workplace, you're a people pleaser. You take on a lot of work. Now you see you end up getting burnt out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you don't want to accept help. It's a lot. It's complex.
Yeah,
but there is hope.
and talking about work, maybe we could talk to women. How do you tell? Because sometimes work can also be depressing.
It can be,
Or the work environment. And have you met such cases where people just feel like, you know what,
The workplace is the challenge.
My workplace is the toxic space that I think is bothering me.
Yeah.
So do we have that? Do you have such a, have you spoken to women who have gone through that and probably they actually need help from such toxicity that is around them, yet they need the job maybe still?
Yes, I have. And I always ask them to take a few steps back. I ask them, okay, you want to quit? That's okay. You have responsibilities. How are you going to manage it? Don't you feel like it's also going to be another stressor if you quit your job?
Yeah.
So I normally ask them, what is the other solution right now? Can you be looking for another source of employment as you plan on your exit strategy for this job? Then I ask them to also build their self-esteem, because most of the times when you find the toxic space they're in, it's because they don't know how to say no. They don't know how to set boundaries. Yes, we agree that there are places that they're extremely toxic, but there's also the part where sometimes you play, because sometimes, if someone sees that you're always agreeable, they'll always push your boundaries. You'll always find yourself in a place where you're like, I can't do this anymore. But should you set boundaries, you're able to navigate even the toxic environment over time.
And just take care of your own mind.
Yes.
Okay. Janet, I want to bring in the word PTSD. We know that women are likely to experience certain types of trauma, such as sexual assault, domestic violence, and these are very high risk factors for PTSD. I want to ask two questions. Number one, how if that is something I'm going through, number one, how do I take care of myself in that moment? And then what, as a professional, what do you advise women who, number one, maybe cannot even afford the therapy, because therapy is not that cheap, So how can I self-preserve in this situation, if I can afford it or not?
Number one, these days there are safe houses where victims of gender-based violence or sexual assault are taken to at least get help so that they can get back on their feet. And they're free. And we also have toll-free numbers that are available for people who cannot afford the therapy. And also, sometimes the stigma and the shame of going through what you've gone through makes people not to go and seek help. So we understand that part. So we always have toll-free numbers available. Then number two, the question was, how do you avoid the re-traumatization? Avoid news.
Oh, re-traumatization, avoid news,
social media. Because you see these days with TikTok and X, everything is there. You'll see, like when Tanzania was having the clemishes, you'd see even bloody scenes. And someone has just experienced trauma where they've been beaten to a pulp and they just saw blood. So if you're seeing this again, it's going to cause flashbacks and you're going to be re-traumatized again. So avoid anything that's going to cause you more pain. But in the process, seek help immediately, because PTSD cannot be handled alone. You need professional help.
Professional help.
Yes, because it's something that has happened over a long period of time and you have brushed it aside. Then now here you are, you're experiencing the symptoms of it. And you see it doesn't come in a pretty face.
No, it doesn't. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
To avoid that.
It's very important to just, number one, to highlight that there's free toll numbers to call. There's safe houses. If you're going through PTSD, avoid news and things like that could be could re-traumatize you again, a trigger of some sort. Becky, please go on.
And you can give us the toll-free number when maybe at the tail end. Women go through a lot. There's even loss of marriage, maybe divorce, a child, a parent, a partner. There's death. There's miscarriages. Women go through all that. How do you help them get over such experiences, and especially if they've experienced such for the first time, even the loss of a child or even miscarriages? How do you help them get over such loss?
First of all, allow yourself to experience the loss, because I think we've been in an environment where you're only taught loss is when someone dies. Loss is not losing a job. Loss is not losing a partner. That's what we've been taught. But that is a loss. When you lose a partner, that's a loss, even if it's through a relationship, not death. If it's a miscarriage, I don't know why people make it look like it's not a loss. It is a loss. Even if that child was 2 months old in the belly, that is a loss, because you bonded with this child. You had an emotional connection. So allow yourself to go through the process of grieving. Allow yourself to go through the process of grieving. You will go through the processes differently. There's the 5 stages. There's the denial, there's the acceptance, there's bargaining, there's begging. I'm forgetting the 5th one. But you see, it's not linear. People think that you have to start from denial, then you move to acceptance, then now bargaining, then it can go anyway, and you can actually experience them in the same day, in the same phase, and you're like, wow, all right. So accept accept that you're actually going through the loss. That's the first stage of healing. That is always the first stage of healing.
Yeah.
Accepting that I'm really going through it and I need help. And it's okay to cry. It's very, very okay to cry. And I tell this even to the men that I see. I'm telling them it's okay to cry. Yes, you lost a partner. It's okay, cry. Because you bonded, you loved that person, and here you are, you're starting over again. You're creating new memories with someone else. So it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Becky, your question, I think, leads me direct into the next question that I would like Janet to talk to us about. Boundaries, healthy boundaries. Yeah. I want us to talk about the psychology of healthy boundaries. And in your experience, why do women struggle with setting boundaries and maintaining healthy boundaries, be it in relationships with their family, their partners, at work? And what is the relationship between weak boundaries and mental health issues? Yeah, how if I don't observe boundaries, even between me and Becky, how that could
what kind of boundaries should we keep in our friendships?
And why are we not able to maintain them as women? Yeah, it's always the leniency. Why? Why?
It always stems from self-esteem and self-confidence.
Okay.
You know, when you know who you are, you really don't care what someone says. When you're bold enough to say no without explaining, this is why I'm saying no.
My no is enough.
My no is enough. You don't feel the need to explain and express, you know, I can't go because I need to take care of my baby, what. They don't need to know that. Just say no, right now, I don't feel like it. When I'll be ready and I want to, we will proceed with that. For friendships and co-workers, what are you comfortable with sharing? What are you comfortable with experiencing with someone? If that is comfortable for you, okay. If it's not, you're absolutely allowed to say no. I think the best thing is just learning how to say no. And the thing I use a lot, I just tell people to start affirming yourself. People think it's just a mantra.
Yeah, the self-affirmation.
It is actually very powerful. I've had very many clients who come in and their self-esteem is really not the best. But by the fourth session, after I've told them to do positive affirmations every single day, they come back, they're like, wow, this is really working. And they walk in and you can actually see the confidence. You can see how bright they are. You can see how elevated they are, how bold they are. And I'm like, it's working. So start affirming yourself.
So being self-aware.
Yeah.
And affirming yourself. What are the other physical... We keep hearing this word thrown around, self-care. I have never saw self-care. I know we talk about self-care a lot. So when you talk about self-care, what are some of the things that come to mind when a woman is self-aware? And for real, they've picked up self-care. The self-care thing, people just think like it's getting a skin routine, but
it's such a glamorous word.
What is self-care for the mind?
Self-care is very simple and basic, and it varies from person to person, because you see, we have different personalities. There's an extrovert person, there's an introvert person. Self-care for an extrovert person is different from an introvert person. An introvert loves their space, they just love being alone. So self-care to them would look like staying indoors with their cup of tea and watching a movie and no getting out of the house. That is self-care to them. For an extroverted person, self-care is going on hikes, going for swimming, chilling with girls, whatever it is that is just going to help them re-energize. That is self-care to them. Then also, I think as women, sometimes we really do forget ourselves. There's a joke I normally have with a cousin of mine. You can be dressed so beautifully right now, but inside your bra, your undies, they're 5 years old. Umeshona kidogo to just hold it. So we forget that, and that is self-care. If you decide, you know what, this time my salary, I'm going to budget, I'm going to go update my closet, I'm going to do my nails, I'm going to do my hair. I know we have responsibilities, but take care of yourself. It always feels nice when you just dress up and look nice.
From inside out.
Yes.
From the inside to the outside. Okay. Do you want to talk about finding the right help? You know, for a woman who is recognizing a struggle that they're going through. Again, how do you recognize, first of all, that you actually need it? I think that one she has highlighted. When you're staying, your moods are low, you're not even showering.
But you actually need help. But how do you, like, I think what she's about to ask is about how do you know
Yes, and how do you find them? How
find the right help?
Yes, find a qualified therapist, and what questions should I be asking during the first consultation to ensure that me and this daktari, this is a good fit? What are the first questions that the first session, how does it look like? Because I could have a first session and decide I'll never come back again.
I've actually had cases of people said therapy didn't work for me, or I went through therapy and I don't think it changed anything. Is it about identifying the right person, or the right therapist, or is it in the openness to be able to receive the therapy? Talk about that.
It's a bit of both. We both need to be open and honest. But first of all, as a therapist, I am supposed to be non-judgmental. I'm supposed to be warm. I'm supposed to be welcoming. I'm supposed to have my ethics in place. There's a lot of confidentiality that goes into any therapy session. And I believe by the time you enter a therapy room, someone's energy, let me use that word, is supposed to guide you. Because sometimes you'll sit with someone and it'll be like, okay, I think I like this person because they're listening to me in a judgmental way. You are being allowed to express yourself. I'm not probing with too many questions. It doesn't feel like an interview. There's the openness of I'm allowed to actually express myself the way I want. I don't have to speak English specifically. I don't have to speak Swahili. I believe by the time you're done with the first session, you honestly have an idea if I'm going to come back or not. Then also there's a side of the client who sometimes, because, when you're dealing with adverse issues, I will ask uncomfortable questions. So if you're not open and honest and willing to do that yet, you'll definitely not come back. Because you're not open to it yet, because it's going to hurt again. If I ask you, tell me what happened in your childhood, and maybe you were raped when you were 5, you don't want to go through that pain again. So it's very okay for someone to disappear for a while, but I always check in. I'm like, are you okay? Are you open to come back for another session? If they're not, I'm like, it's okay, take your time. When you're ready, come back.
So there should be that understanding.
I'm understanding it's okay to quote unquote cross interview therapists. I can have one with you, Janet, the other one with Mary, the other one with whoever, until I find the perfect match. So for guys who give up on therapy after one session with one person, guys, please, you're encouraged to try another therapist until you find your right fit.
And what is the importance really of getting therapy? And I want you to talk about that, because it's not everybody who has embraced. It's not everyone who has embraced therapy. There's like she said earlier on, there was some stigma around it back in the day. Right now we are embracing it. It's fashionable. It's I spoke to my therapist. It's a thing.
It's actually,
however, there are people who still find it very hard to actually admit that they need help. Because they feel like, oh, I'm a superwoman, I can handle this, I'll look weak, or I'll sound weak if I say that I'm talking to a therapist. What is the importance?
The importance of therapy is you're able to at least navigate life situations and circumstances without needing me later in life. Should we do therapy sessions, maybe let's say 6 to 10, and at the end of these sessions, you don't even need me anymore, you're okay. I have done my job. I'm not supposed to work with you through lifetime. Not unless we're dealing with clinical disorders, the schizophrenia, the bipolar, because once in a while you'll have triggers. So you'll have to check in with me like, hey, doctor, I'm not okay. Then we go through the emotions. But should you come in with maybe trauma experiences or work stress or relationship stress, and we have sessions, and then you call me and you're like, hey, I think I'm okay. Thank you. It has worked. I am progressing well. I am happy, because that is the goal. I'm not supposed to be a crutch for you in life. I'm only supposed to help you navigate through that season. And once you're good, You refer people.
So it should actually end.
Yes, therapy is not long term.
That is what I'm also thinking. You said 6 to 10. Is 6 to 10 the recommended sessions that,
yes,
you know?
6 to 10 is the recommended sessions. But should you need to come back again, please welcome. Because sometimes, you just want to vent and rant and just be in a non-judgmental space.
Yeah.
So you're welcome.
You know what it is? They say, my therapist, we've even owned you. Sorry to my therapist.
And I'm surprised because I see women who are, I know someone who has been seeing a therapist since 2020. And so, is it just fashionable? Because you say it's 6 to 10. I'm very surprised. That's something I did not expect.
Do you think people rely on
therapists?
On therapy?
Yeah, I know that's a danger. Because you see, what happens if I pass on? What happens if I've moved out of the country?
Yeah.
What happens if your therapist is not here? What are you going to do? Will you now stop your life and be like, I cannot move my life anymore? My therapist is not here. I need to call and confirm. And therapy it's good and annoying, the part that should our relationship end because I've moved, you have to start afresh with the other issues. So it's crazy in that sense. But then again, if you've walked the journey and you've been open and honest, because I think, let me clarify this part. Therapy is about the client. It's not about me as a therapist. It's about the client. It's about the client realizing that I need to be open, honest, and vulnerable so that I can get the help that I need.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're just in a helping profession. It's for me to help you navigate
through an issue, a period. Yeah.
So if you're still navigating for 5 years, I am on the wrong
As a therapist, you're also on the wrong.
Yes, because I'm also creating a codependency relationship.
Yeah,
because you see, personally, I don't pick calls on Saturdays and Sundays after work because it's my time. And also, I've learned to never carry my work home because sometimes the mental overload can burn you out. It can actually now make you be a client yourself because it can be very intense. If you're dealing with someone who's come to you, they've experienced sexual assault, then another client comes, similar thing. By the time you're getting home, your brain is exhausted.
Yes, true.
And you see, because of the confidentiality clause, I can't go and share with my partner or my friend. I cannot.
Yeah.
The only person I can share with is my supervisor. But also I won't share too much details. So it's a lot. So I've learned to always not to carry my work home. And I've always learned to help the client to navigate. I also don't want to tie you down. I really don't want to be your crutch in life.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. You're saying that, and I'm thinking of women. Women are like the primary caregivers.
Yeah.
True.
We've had instances where families have lost, say, like a child, and then there are other children in the family. How do you support these other children to deal with the loss of a sibling in the family in their young age?
First of all, if you're not well versed with child psychology, please refer. Personally, I've not handled a lot of child psychology cases, so I always refer.
Okay.
But if I'm to do the initial stages of just identifying how to break the news or just being with the client for a minute to just help them navigate the emotions, I will do that. I will absolutely do that. But because with children, you have to do a lot of art therapy. You need to get down to their level. So I've not diversified to that level. So I always refer. It's always good to refer. If you cannot handle someone, please refer so that you don't break this person more in trying to prove that I'm a therapist, I can do this. Yeah.
And I can help. Yeah. But there's a way that you can help the parent help the child.
Yes.
The child psychologist would help with that.
Child,
With the other siblings, the young children.
Yes, the young children, yes. But then also we'll normally encourage, should something like this happen, as the primary caregiver, please break the news yourself. Don't involve us there. Because what are you telling your child? That you don't trust me enough to share this news. You don't trust yourself enough. Like, do you not love me enough to share this news with me? You're inviting a stranger. So break the news to them. Even if it's not you, someone who's close to this child, let them understand what's happening. Because you see, if a stranger comes and tells you, oh, I'd just like to tell you what happened, you're going to...
losing a parent.
Yeah, it's going to hurt more.
But back in the day, you're saying that and I'm trying to remember how the news was broken for my father's death. It was done by an uncle, like somebody else was invited to come and talk to us as children. Yeah.
How did that
I
feel?
was so young, and it's not my mom who said it. It was somebody else who came and, now dad is this and that. And come to think of it, with what you're saying, it actually just plays
because
out
Janet
in
is
my
saying
mind.
that an adult who is close to the children can break the news.
Or can also do that.
Yeah.
That is better. Someone who's close,
Or
not just
like a stranger,
anybody.
like somebody, yeah.
Even if it's a relative, but they're not close to the children, they're still going to be like, why did mom not do this? Why did dad not do this? Really? Why? What are you trying to hide?
Yeah.
Because, children want a trusting, loving environment. So if there's no trust and love, even in that difficult situation, they're going to grow up with trust issues. They're like, why? You didn't think I can handle this, or what happened?
And maybe one of these days we should have a session where we discuss, helping children navigate through our emotions as parents. Because sometimes even you can imagine a parent is dealing with the loss of a partner.
Yes.
And he is a child who
still expects their mother to show up.
There's this time when you're dealing with postpartum depression sometimes, and there are other children who are looking at you.
They still expect you to be their mother.
Exactly, they still
100%.
expect you to be their mother.
Exactly.
How do we help them? Like, how do we really navigate through that? So probably, our producers had that. We need to have a session where we can talk about
Let me also
about children.
add on to something. When someone passes on and there's a child who's school-going age and they're competent enough, they can understand, they can comprehend things, please allow this child to view their body.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
I think we've grown up in an environment where we are told, do not allow this child to see their body. And don't tell them they've gone away, they'll come back.
No. Be honest.
They're very open and
My daughter
honest.
asked me, so coming back as well, there's one that I lied all along, and then she asked me, is so-and-so back? Oh no, I told you she'll come back in form of an angel. 4 months or so later, she asked me whether she came back to the family.
That really just cements that statement. Be honest.
Allow them to experience the pain, allow them to see that person, and now tell them this is what has happened, this is death, this is what happens, they die, they sleep, and we'll see them in the afterlife, should God allow it or something. But allow that person, allow the child to experience the pain and
Without
the emotion.
really lying. And
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Dr. we have about 6 minutes, so I want us to have now an umbrella conversation as we wind down, and I want us to talk about empowering the support system. So what is one advice maybe you would give the partners, the family members, or even friends of a woman who is struggling, to ensure that the support system is truly helpful and not harmful? Because sometimes we'll come with opinions here and so how do we ensure that our ecosystem is supporting us all around and not harmful? Because
produce around yourself.
I think I'll start with Ellen. Who do you surround yourself with? Because sometimes we get a lot of opinions, informations, and people also want to advise you based on their experience. I love to have a filter system in my life.
Go on, please.
Take in what you think is going to work for you. What won't work, just discard it. You don't have to be rude and tell them that, I won't do this, but just take it in and sit with it and decide, I'll take this, I will not take this. Then also be comfortable and confident enough to tell someone that when they're overstepping the boundaries. Because number one, if it's possible, say no to visits when the child is still so young.
Yes.
Say no. You can take 2 months. Sometimes our parents are like, we have to come and show Giamwa now. We have to come and see the baby. We have to tell them, Mom, right now, I want a break. When I'm ready, I will open my home.
And Mom will not come alone. Mom will come with her 6, 7, 8, 9 friends.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you see, you also have to be hospitable in the process.
Yes.
And you're exhausted. You have a newborn. You're dealing with also a partner if you're married. You're dealing with a new nanny if you've not handled a nanny.
True.
It's a lot. It's a mental overload for you. So it's absolutely okay to say no. And when they keep pushing, just tell them, you know what? It's okay. I know you want to, but I am not ready right now.
Yeah.
Setting boundaries also at home.
Even at home.
At home.
Yeah.
We were talking about friendships earlier on, and for probably not mothers or just single women.
Yes.
How do you set boundaries in friendships and relationships?
It just depends with what are you comfortable with. If, for example, you're in a phase of life right now, you don't want to do the night out, you just want to go for a polite drink, a polite session, and at midnight you want to go, you just have to go. You tell them, I'm leaving at midnight. Of course, they will be like, can you stay longer? I've not seen you for a while. Be like, it's okay, but you can plan for next time.
Yeah.
It's just saying no. I know it's not easy. I always like to insist on the fact that it's not easy saying no. But once you keep saying no, you're going to get comfortable with it, and people will actually even stop questioning you. They'll be like, that one has decided she's not doing it, let's not push it anymore. They'll actually start respecting your boundaries. Yeah.
Wow.
Daktari, we have 2 minutes. So I want you to, in bold and caps, in italics and all that, please advise us on why it is important to get a professional diagnosis, as opposed to just saying I'll manage it myself. As you also tell us where we can find you.
It's extremely important to get help.
Yes.
Professional help, and get assessments. Sadly, we assess ourselves based on ChatGPT. You're feeling like this, you go and you're texting ChatGPT, you're like, I'm feeling low, I'm feeling this, then ChatGPT will tell you, I think you have anxiety. Next day, I think you have depression.
Yes.
And the funny thing is that all these disorders, they mirror their symptoms.
Yes.
You might actually think you're depressed, but you're not. You might think you're anxious, but you're not.
You're not, yeah.
So it's very, very important to come for professional help. We assess you first. We also don't do the I see you and I assess you.
Yeah.
I have to come and do a psychometric assessment. I ask what's going on, give me the symptoms, and we break it down. And then we're like, okay, now let's start moving behind. We see how we're going to help you.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely important to get diagnosis first. Psychologists do it, and psychiatrists. Now, psychiatrists are the ones who are the doctors who did medicine, then they branched into psychiatry. Now, those are the ones who are only allowed to prescribe. I cannot prescribe any medication. Yes. Yes.
And where do we find you now?
You can find me on my number, 07 35 003 674. On WhatsApp, text me, call me, but only between Monday to Friday.
Strictly between Monday and Friday.
Yes. I'm also doing self-care on Saturdays and Sundays.
Self-care.
You're also taking care of yourself.
Yes.
Okay, Becky, any closing word? We have
very important.
40 seconds.
No, we've actually just learned so much from you, and I think the self-awareness is what has really stood out for me, that if you're self-aware, then you should be able to know when you need help. You need to know when what to say at what time, and who to have around you. So really, thank you so much, Janet.
All right.
It's been great having you today.
This is the masterclass on SpiceFM on the Pink Perspective. What an honor to have Janet talk to us about our mental health, and more than anything, and she has insisted that once you go to one daktari and you're not comfortable, go see another, or two, or three, or four. Go on.
And please don't hold on to them for years. Okay.
Spice up your life